What is going on? You are watching and, of course, listening to Tags Live, aka Talk About Gay Sex, the live edition, where we are here every Wednesday night on the Crowdcast platform. This is episode 569. I am your host, Steve V, alongside partner in crime, Kodi, Maurice, Doggette. How the hell you doing, Kodi?
Hello, darling. I have my pearls on, darling, because I feel like a lady today.
I love lady in waiting. I love that over there. And you know, we are still in the middle or in the beginning of a season 8 kickoff. Season 8, you guys, celebrating 7 years of podcasting. And we are really excited because we have a special offer for you. And when we talk about that special offer, there's so many things that we want you to know about it. Essentially, in this season 8 kickoff, we have the special offer, and what it is an upcoming July live stream hosted by myself and Kodi Maurice. The specific date will probably be a little bit later in July. We'll have that, but we really want you to join us because what you're going to get in that special live stream, it's going to be a night, a concert, and it's going to be the music live of Kodi Maurice, and I'm talking about his brand new single, Talk About It, as well as some new material he's been working on and a cover or two. And that's the part that I wanted you to talk about because you're asking our audience in this special offer to what?
So I am committed to doing some covers. You know, people love to hear covers. They like to know the songs and be able to sing back to the song. So I'm invested in doing a cover because there's so many songs that I love too. So I want to ask our audience what they would like to hear and I will pick from the random suggestions that people put out so that I can actually develop the set list based on what they want to hear. So yeah, that's what I want to do. Write in, guys. Let us know what you want to hear. And based on my abilities, we will decide what we want to hear. We can even start a poll if you want to, Steve.
Let's start a poll. Whatever you want Kodi to sing, we can't promise it, but we'll put it in the running. And it's going to be a fun night because in addition to hearing Kodi sing live, you're going to get some intimate stories. It's going to be a really cool night of sharing intimate stories along with live music and some surprises along the way. We really want you to be a part of it. The best way you can do it is to take advantage of our special offer and go to our Patreon page. And when you go to our Patreon page, it's patreon.com/tags podcast. And what we're asking for you between now and June 30th, the end of Gay Pride, is to grab a tier. And right now it's really simple. There's only 2 tiers to grab. I mean, you could be a big spender and actually go for the sugar daddy of the grand tier of them all. But really, for most people, we really want people to pick one of 2 tiers. And we've got the virgin tier and the sub tier. And in those, you're going to get some really special perks. And when I talk about special perks, I'm talking about things like a bonus episode with some extra hot topics that you won't get on our regular show. And once a month, you'll get the entire show all neatly packaged up perfectly for you on Patreon that other listeners won't get. The other cool thing that I love to promote in one of the 2 tiers is you can get commercial free. Because if you've noticed, we've got a lot of commercials on our show these days. That's just helping us pay those bills. You can actually get commercial free when you grab one of the 2 tiers, and I'm talking about virgin or sub. You can also join our hangout, and we've got a couple different hangouts per week. One is our Discord channel, and then on Patreon we can actually go live with some chats that I can just start and you can communicate back with us and kind of weigh in on the hot topics that we discuss on both of our shows every week. There's our monthly hangout video chat that Kodi and I will drop in that you can be a part of on the actual sub tier. So it's really easy. Go to our Patreon page. It's patreon.com patreon.com/tags podcast and grab a tier, and you'll automatically get our upcoming July live stream with the music of Kodi Maurice. An intimate conversation. It's going to be a really fun, intimate conversation, concert moment. And we, of course, will take questions from you as well. Totally different from the show, but a lot of fun. So we really invite you to do that. Kodi,
you know what
yes.
it reminds me of? It reminds me of VH1 Storytellers. And I think that's going to be such a lovely thing that we do. And I can't wait. I'm really excited about it. I really want everybody's input so I can help curate this to what we as a group communally decide on.
Patreon.com/tags podcast. We'll remind you, though, especially as time goes on, closer to the ending of this special offer. By the way, our Patreon also has free content. And right now, we're going to be showing you things like behind the scenes. And so really exciting that you can just get for free if you just want to go to our Patreon page. So let me just say, we were supposed to have Dr. Brandeis on the show. Let me just check really quick.
Not just yet.
I'm sorry. Okay. The PR director hasn't heard back from him. Hopefully he will be joining us this evening, because we really want to talk to him about really length and girth in a safe way to actually extend the length of your penis. And so anyways, we will just keep monitoring on that.
If he's not here, we can just examine our own length and girth right here on this live stream. No?
Yes, exactly. Right. Oh my goodness.
It'd be a whole different show.
Totally different show. I see some familiar faces. I see Sinfully Good joining us, who I believe is in P-Town. If that's true, let us know, because in P-Town this weekend is actually it's Gay Pride in P-Town. Yeah. Sorry, not P-Town. Sorry, I'm a little confused because I'm trying to talk to a PR director on this live stream right now and be live right now, and I just got to focus on the show. Okay, let's get into hot topics, because that's something I can do on this evening that we are joining you. And we had to talk about this because Apple Music revealed top 10 albums, get this, of all time on 100 best lists. So they actually did 100 of them. We're just going to feature the top 10. It's caused a little bit of controversy. We'll tell you in a second why, but there was some criteria. Kodi, can you talk about the criteria, and then I'll read the top 10 and then we'll discuss?
So this 100 best albums of all time, it was curated by Apple Music's team of experts alongside a select group of artists, songwriters, producer, and industry professionals. So it's not necessarily, because how can you pick the 100 greatest albums of all time? It's such a arbitrary, it's completely up in the air. It's personal preference. So I feel like this is their version of what the 100 best albums of all time are.
Okay, well, it did cause a little bit of controversy. Coming in at number 10 was Beyonce's Lemonade back from 2016.
Oh my God.
Did you love that album?
Oh my, it was transformative. She's become such a soulful artist. Her music is just, it moves my soul. So Lemonade was, I feel like, the start of her trajectory towards wanting to be more in touch with people and what they actually go through.
Got it. Yeah. Can you read some of the other lists while I try and get our guests to come on?
So number 9 was Nevermind by Nirvana. And what did you know that album at all, Steve?
I don't really, and I'm not a big Nirvana fan, but I know that it had a huge impact for a lot of people. So
definitely,
yes.
And I love Smells Like Teen Spirit. I think it's such a great song. The next one, number 8, is Back to Black by Amy Winehouse, which is a personal favorite of mine. I love that she took it back to the 60s as far as the music was concerned, and the raspiness of her voice and the way that she conveys her feelings is such a wonderful homage to that time period while keeping it contemporary.
Yes, I loved that album so much. In fact, I have it, I'm almost looking at it right now. I am looking at it right now because I have it on vinyl and it is so good. What? Keep going with the list.
All right. So at number 7, Good Kid, Mad City by Kendrick Lamar. And this was my introduction to Kendrick because it's such a beautifully crafted hip hop album. So I really love that. Are you familiar with Kendrick at
Yes,
all?
I actually, yes, I love Kendrick Lamar and I really liked that album so much. Surprising that it was at the top 10, but
Yep. He's in a little bit of
yeah,
trouble now as far as, oh, there she is. As far as what uh him and Drake are going through too. So that's very interesting to lay in as well. So I'm glad that they put him on this list.
got
I'm
it.
gonna skip, and then we have songs in the Key of Life by Stevie Wonder,
Well
and
deserved.
definitely Blonde by Frank Ocean, which I can listen to on repeat all the time. Purple Rain by Prince and the Revolution, Abbey Road by the Beatles, and number 2 is
Thriller by Michael
Thriller,
Jackson.
which I can't believe it's at number 2. But at number 1, and I feel like this is where a lot of the controversy is coming in, is the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill by Lauryn Hill. What did you
Yeah,
think about that and her being number 1?
it was an iconic album for sure. Wasn't it her only album ever that she made?
It was her
And
only
I think it
solo
was
album,
really
yes.
important and really impactful. Interesting though that Thriller was right below it. I think there were some
Yeah.
misses though too. I mean, I would have put Marvin Gaye's iconic album on
What's
there,
going on?
What's Going
Yeah.
On, as definitely a top 10. I just think it missed some marks, but again, it's music is so subjective. It's Apple Music that's doing this, and I think maybe they've culminated a younger audience because they've only been around for so long, and so it's not like Billboard or other top charts that have been around forever. And so while I liked a lot of it, I think there were some misses too that it ignored, and I didn't love it per se. But some of these lists aren't all, I think probably my favorite on that list, while I love Thriller, Songs in the Key of Life by Stevie Wonder definitely
So
gets higher
good.
billing. And
Iconic.
also, if I had to be on an island to listen to a song, I would definitely put Miss Back to Black Amy Winehouse on there.
Oh yeah,
So,
for sure. So
yeah,
those are two of my favorites as well. And I mean, I love the Miseducation. Don't get me wrong. I love that album. I just don't think I
yeah,
think it should be a little bit lower on the list, honestly. And put Mariah on there too.
yeah, maybe. But where's Janet? Anyways,
Where
let's
is
move
Janet?
on. I see our special guest
Where's Madonna?
a little bit later in the show. Shortly, in a few minutes,
Yeah.
we are going to bring on our special guest, Dr. Brandeis, on the show, urologist, and we're going to be talking about some really good things like increasing your length and girth of your penis. So, in fact, if you want, should we just bring him on now and get to it?
Do you want to do the size queen question in first and
let's
then
let's do the size queen question because I think that is related to this, and he'll
she's a
probably
good
like
leader.
this. There was a really interesting article that I pulled up that has to do with our guest who's going to be talking about this, and it was a writer by the name of Jeremy Helliger who wrote an article when he's African American and he visited Belgrade a few years ago and talked to a lovely man, a Serbian man over there. And this man was not having any luck, the Serbian man, on Grindr. And he kept trying and trying in various different ways. And finally, apparently, he had a big dick. And he decided, because he was not having any luck, to put XXL on his profile. In fact, he put XXL for XXL. In other words, he was looking for that. And he put it in his headline on Grindr. That changed everything for him because while he was not getting any looks or anybody talking to him, it took that to finally get some attention. And it begged the question, does size really matter? Well, it also begged the question of the writer, who is African American and who has always been subjected to his size. People have always assumed just the fact that he is black, that you must have a huge penis. And it's a question that the writer brought up in general, asking the question, does it really matter? And are we really in a period now where that is essentially where we are at? So many gay men, he wrote, seem to be so preoccupied with size these days, though I wonder if it's always been like this, or if it's a factor of Grindr and social media in general, and has it given us permission to be more upfront about such things? They've become more important than they used to be, and that, I think, is the age-old question of size. And I think size probably always has been something that's been prized. I mean, but if you look at statues back in the day, Kodi, you can see Greek statues, you can see Italian iconic statues, and the penis is never really that much featured. In fact, it's usually small. And that could just, I don't know if that was had something to do with the fact that they were trying to be modest and not feature the sexual organ as much because they
It
were
was
naked
cold in the room.
statues. If it was cold in the room, if they had just gotten out of the water, or if it had to do with that's actually the size that men were.
Yeah.
But in Grindr, we've come down to a nutshell of what you want. And I do think when you ask people what you want, we do go for the low hanging fruit, if you will. And we do go for things like dick size, ball size, and those things. But when you really meet somebody in person, I don't think those things matter as much. And if you read this beautiful article that this guy wrote, it's actually very insightful, I think. And he asked at the end of this article, um, as an extra large penis is relatively easy to find, but an extra large heart is rarer and
Aw.
infinitely more valuable, and I'll have that, please. And I really liked his writing on this because I thought that was really sweet. And it's kind of how, if you ask me, I would definitely write in my profile, that's what I'm looking for. I think I've written that in the past. But in
Mhm.
the end, it's not what I'm really looking for if I just meet
Yeah.
somebody that I'm really attracted to. What do you say to this?
I have the same problem as this person that they were interviewing, Luca. I feel like I didn't get when I broke up with, my ex. I wasn't getting a lot of hits on Grindr, on Sniffies, what have you. And as soon as I changed to just a picture of my penis on Sniffies, I was getting a lot of attention. So, while I don't think there's anything wrong with being a size queen, I think it's perfectly acceptable as long you like what you like at the end of the day. Like I like big butts, and I cannot lie. But I think that where the problem comes in is when you forget that there's a person actually attached to the body part that you're admiring. Because me personally, I'm more than just a BBC, and I think that term particularly is problematic, along with BWC, which has become more prevalent online as well. I think that both of those are problematic because at the end of the day, they reduce a person to just an appendage. And we are all much more than that. We're a heart, we're a soul, we're everything. We have brains, we love, we have everything. So love the whole person. And if you are just getting your kinks, then get your kinks on the side.
Yeah, and I think it's a beautiful thing that the writer of this article ended up writing essentially is that as a black man, talking about Jeremy Helliger, that he ends up being reduced sometimes. He's told guys before that I don't know if I'm as large, I'm probably more on the medium or large size. And he's had people actually turn away from his profile because not exactly what they were thinking. And so it does really matter. And we're about to talk to let's bring on our special guest. Kodi, can you bring on the doctor? And I'll get yes. And we
And
will
while I'm doing it,
talk about why it's, yeah.
I just want to say that medium dicks get the job done too. So don't hate on no medium dicks. Miss Dr. Brandeis, I sent you an invitation to come onto the stage, sir.
Well, hello, your buddy Steve V here. I mean, Pride season is upon us, and the boys are out, often scantily clad. And I got to tell you, this is definitely my time of year. If you're like me and you want to have more sex, but good sex, right? I mean, we talk so much about our fetishes on the show, and lately I've been expanding my repertoire in the sack. Listen to the show. You'll know what I'm talking about. I assume you want to have more and better sex like I do, right? You also want to be ready to go. Who's got time to waste? The issue is that over the counter erection pills contain unregulated chemicals, suggest unsafe doses, and include the risk of several other health problems. And that's why we partnered with our friends over at Joy Mode. Whether you're looking to spice up your intimate moments or increase your confidence in the bedroom, Joy Mode makes all natural and science-backed supplements dedicated to helping men perform better across their core functions. While their trademark product, the Sexual Performance Booster, is every man's solution for increased blood flow, firmness, stamina, and performance. It's like a pre-workout, but for sex. All ingredients have been assessed in peer-reviewed journals. All ingredients have been studied and researched in humans. And it comes in this little sachet that you carry with you. It's a palm-sized packet like your favorite electrolyte powder. And all you got to do is mix it with 6 to 8 ounces of water 45 minutes before sexual activity and watch the magic unfold. Literally. For me, it makes me totally comfortable knowing that Joy Mode is a safe product for the bedroom, the gym, and actually for my health. And I'm talking about heart health and blood pressure. So here's the thing. Redefine your intimacy and go to usejoymode.com for 20% off with code TAGS, TAGS. That's 20% off and free shipping with code TAGS, TAGS at usejoymode.com. Ingredients with integrity. Joy Mode. Dr. Judson Brandeis is an award-winning urologist and sexual medicine expert, clinical researcher, physician, educator, and a caring clinician and surgeon. Graduated from Brown, and over the course of his 25-year career as a board-certified urologist, has performed thousands of surgeries and pioneered surgical robotics. He's the award surgeon and the top creator, which we are going to talk about, the P-Long protocol, the first and only clinically proven treatment to increase both length, girth, and function in men without surgery, cosmetic fillers, or negative side effects. And so really excited to dive deeper into all of this.
I was listening to your conversation earlier, and you can't have any list like that without Madonna.
Thank you so much. Right.
And, I saw her, I saw her at the Chase Center in San Francisco a month and a half ago. And she was fantastic. And, I saw her in 1990, the first time on the Blonde Ambition tour. So it was like bookend 35 years later.
I love it. I've seen both of those tours myself. So good.
Really, truly amazing.
Yes, I saw her in Vegas, and so good. Okay, well, since we have you, we've got to talk about so many things as a leading urologist. We definitely need to talk about the P shot and what you actually, the P-Long protocol, what you created, because you say more than 50% of men wish their manhood, as we were just talking about, was a little bit longer. And let's just start with that. What do a lot of your patients say when they come in to see you? And what have you seen out there that really doesn't work?
Yeah. So to be honest, I really don't care that much how long guys' penises are. Right. But what I was seeing were guys that were getting fillers or fat transfers or suspensory ligament surgeries or silicone implants and ending up with real disasters. And as a urologic surgeon and a sexual medicine expert, these guys would come to see me and they would tell me their kind of sad tale of woe. And I said, there really has to be a safe way to do this. If this is something that's important to guys, there's got to be a safe way to do this. And so I created a study, got it IRB approved, got it listed by clinicaltrials.gov, which is the NIH website. It took about 2 years to do the study. I had 30 men participating. I presented the results at the Sexual Medicine Society of North America, at the International Society of Sexual Medicine, and then recently published it in a reviewed journal called Andrology. So this is not like one of those things where people come up with a pill and say, oh, this, this works, it's going to double the size of your penis. Right. This actually is a real scientific study. I've done research at American Red Cross. I've done research at Harvard Medical School. I've done research at UCLA. Like, I know how to do research. And what I wanted to do was to create something that was totally safe. And so PRP is platelet-rich plasma. It's basically you draw blood, you spin the blood down, you isolate the platelets. And platelets in your body have two functions. One function everybody knows, right? Platelets cause clot. But the other thing that platelets do is in the area where they're causing the clot, they release growth factors. And so that's the reason that when you cut yourself, you form a clot, you form a scab, the scab falls off, and that tissue grows back. It's because these platelets are releasing growth factors. Now, just releasing growth factors isn't enough. You have to guide the growth. And so that's where the traction device comes in. So there's a traction device developed by a friend of mine at the Mayo Clinic called the RestoreX device. And so you have to use that 20 minutes twice a day. And then that's only for length, right? So if you just going after length, you end up with what I call a pencil penis. Right? Now, so you also want girth. Yeah. And so we use a penis pump from the Dr. Joel Kaplan company, and you use that 12 minutes a day, twice a day. And so that gives you girth. And so you get length and girth. And then I have a nitric oxide boosting supplement called Affirm. And what a nitric oxide boosting supplement does is it increases nitric oxide. Nitric oxide is released by nerves onto blood vessels and causes blood to dilate. So that's how you open up blood vessels. And so you want to get as much stretching of the penile tissue as possible. So a nitric oxide boosting supplement like Affirm causes dilation of blood vessels, and you stretch and you use pump to increase girth, and then you use PRP to accelerate the results of the treatment.
I love that you use your own blood. We've talked with other people on our show before, Kodi, when we had our other guest on, that we benefited from that. When you extract your own blood, they spin it. Remember when we talked to, yes. And I think it's such an you don't hear about it enough, but it's using your own blood. I think that's really good. Nitric oxide is something that I take right now, which is all about blood flow. I think that that's really good. Talk about some of the things that are really unsafe that people are using, like injections for filler into your penis, or actually putting actual pieces into your penis that really aren't working, that have to be taken out.
Right. So filler, people use filler everywhere. They use it in their face and their lips, other body parts. So in general, filler is safe, although you can have complications, you can have infections. But the thing is that filler, it dissolves, right? So first of all, you actually have to inject it into the body. And when you inject it, you have to suspend it in water, right? So basically 50% of the filler that you're getting is water. So 50% of the filler is going to dissolve in the first couple of weeks, couple of months. And then over a period of a year or two, most of that filler is going to be gone, and it's going to give kind of a lumpy, bumpy appearance. So it's in general around $10,000 for the initial injection. And then every 2 years, you're going to spend about $2,500 replacing the filter. And it doesn't do anything for length, right? It's just girth. So you get what I call a pig in a blanket penis.
No one wants that.
But I don't know
Cocktail
if I want
parties,
it on my penis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the other thing is people use fat transfers. But fat is kind of a squishy, my kids make that stuff called slime. So it feels like there's slime under the skin of the penis. You don't get that penile rigidity. And then some people do what's called a penile ligament ligation. So you have a ligament at the base of the penis. And the purpose of that ligament is when you get an erection, it makes the penis stand up straight. If you cut that ligament, the penis hangs lower, so it looks better in the locker room. But over time, that ligament reforms and scars. And
Mm.
so a year later, you have a penis that's shorter and points down.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that
so you
doesn't
don't
sound
want
good at all.
that. And then there's another thing called the pneuma or the implant. So it's like a silicone taco that you put under the skin and above the erectile bodies of the penis. And, that definitely increases the girth, probably about 5 centimeters. Doesn't do anything for erectile length. But the thing is, it's a big foreign body in the penis. And I had a patient who, he's a male nurse, 25 years old, good looking guy. Um, and he had one of these put in and it got infected. He was in the
Oh, wow.
hospital for a week on intravenous antibiotics. Then he had to have it removed. And he's had 2 follow-up surgeries to try to correct the problem because now he's lost about an inch and a half in length.
Wow.
Right.
So I okay, go ahead. So
Yeah.
hello?
Go ahead,
So,
Kodi.
Okay.
the Hippocratic Oath is do no harm.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally understand that. So could you tell us a little bit more about what we've talked about the side effects of other procedures? What are the side effects of the procedure that you provide? And can you guarantee your safety and effectiveness?
Yeah. I mean, that's the beautiful thing about this is, there's no downside of a traction device. There's no downside of a penis pump. There's no downside of a nitric oxide boosting supplement. I made a YouTube video where I took 10 tablets just to prove that it's totally safe. It's basically beets and watermelon.
Oh wow.
And then PRP is basically your own platelets, your own blood spun down, isolate the platelets, re-inject back into your body. The way that I do the re-injection, I developed an ultrasound guided technique where I use a 30 gauge needle, which is like the smallest needle. I do it because I use ultrasound guidance. I'm able to do all of the injections through one needle prick. And
Which
so,
is
I mean, I did 180 injections, so 30 guys times 6 injections in the study, 180 injections, no problems, no side effects, no negative consequences. That's the beautiful thing is it's safe. And the thing is also, and I, I come from the heterosexual community. I mean, I have tons of gay patients because I'm in the Bay Area. So, God bless you guys. But um, if, and I've heard from women, if they see that a guy has fillers or an implant or something like that in the penis, it kind of affects how they think about the guy. Like the guy's not confident enough with what he has. He's got to put something in there. And so it's not just like you were talking about. You're not just making love to the penis, you're making love to the person. And if you see this person as lacking self-confidence, feeling like they're not good enough, that's more important than the actual size of the penis.
Wow.
I think what's
That hit
really
good.
great, yeah, I think what's really great too about your procedure too is that it's really for men that don't have erectile dysfunction. They actually are healthy individuals that can get an erection, and this can actually give you up to an inch in length and about a half an inch in girth, which are really great results. Talk a little bit about that and maybe some insight into your patients that come to you that really just want a little bit extra. They can get it up, but they just want that little extra bit.
Yeah, I mean, guys with erectile dysfunction can't fill the penis up that they have. So they're not really candidates for P-long. I mean, I have lots and lots of other stuff for them, but this is for men 20 to 50 that have normal erectile function, or, I mean, if you're 55 and you have good erectile function, you're a perfect candidate for P-long. But, the point is things are already normal. You just want to do better. And guys in the study, some had small penises, some had normal penises, some had large penises. You know, it, it, it doesn't really matter what you're coming into, it's what you want to get out of it. And so, as it turns out, I broke it down by in percentages, and I broke it down by percentage. So that the guys with penises less than 5.5 inches got about a 20% increase in length, and guys with penises over 5.5 inches got about a 10% increase in length.
Nice.
That's impressive.
Great
And,
result.
the other thing is, because of the PRP, guys were getting better function too.
Nice.
So there's been 4 studies published in the literature on PRP. 3 of them showed that PRP worked. 1 of them showed that it was just as good as placebo. But those studies only showed either 2 or 3 injections of PRP. With the P-Long study, there were 6 injections of PRP. So we definitely, every single patient in the study showed an improved ability to get an erection, and increase in length, and increase in girth, and no side effects. It
Kodi, I know
takes
you
some
got
time, right?
I do.
Yeah. We should
Yeah.
mention that people can go to p-long.com and get more information on this, because while you're in the Bay Area, you have other people that can do it around the country as well, correct?
Yeah, I have a network of 50 or 60 doctors and providers that provide the P-Long service. And yeah, just go to p-long.com. There's a copy of the paper that we published. There's a copy of the scientific presentations. There's copies of other presentations I've given. I provide a tremendous amount of information on this because, to me, it's more of almost like a public health initiative, right? I don't want people to do things that are going to hurt themselves. If you want to increase length, girth, and function, and you have an already normal penis, this is a good thing to do, right? Fillers, fat transfers, surgeries, they all carry a significant risk. Not everyone has problems, but enough people have problems that it's really not worth the risk.
Interesting. So I have a quick question. What would you suggest for somebody that is just looking to enhance girth? Say they're completely satisfied with the length of their penis, but does this procedure work on people that are just trying to increase their girth?
Yeah, if you focus on girth, if you just use a pump and instead of using a traction device, then you'll get girth preferentially over length. Now, the other thing that a lot of my gay patients love is Botox in the penis.
Oh,
yeah. So
okay.
that will give you a lot of gay men, at least they tell me, they like flaccid size in addition to erect size.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Definitely.
And so what Botox does is it relaxes smooth muscle, right? So you get it on your forehead, you get it other places in your body, and it relaxes the muscles in your forehead. So when your penis is flaccid, the smooth muscle of the penis is contracted. And that's what keeps blood out of the penis. So if you inject Botox into the penis, what you do is you relax the vascular smooth muscle, and that opens up the penis and allows it to fill with blood. And so your penis is larger in the flaccid state.
I love that. Really good for the naked beach. I had a question. When I was watching one of your videos, and you said when someone asks you how long your penis is, and it's something that we probably put a lot on our profiles, you say, take the outside, measure the outside, and double it. Why do you take the outside and double it?
Well, because half the penis is on the inside and half the penis is on the outside. Right? So
There
if you
you
go from the
go.
base of the penis, and basically the penis attaches to your sit bone. So if you feel like basically where you sit, there's a little bone, one on either side. That's where the penis attaches to, the ischial tuberosity. And so, that penis starts there. And then by the time you get to the point where you actually can see it, it's half over.
Oh, 17 inches over here.
Well, and I also love, Dr. Brandeis, is you also say that most people, when you're looking at other people, assume that somebody else's size is actually larger than it even really is. And so our perception is off in our own head and of our own. But I think what you're doing is giving confidence and to people that have normally functioned penises. And this is long, and this does last. If you do this whole treatment, it lasts forever. Is that what I'm understanding?
As long as you're getting good nighttime erections. So I'm actually doing a study right now on the effects of Affirm on nighttime erections. And there's a gizmo called the Affirm Tech that you put around the penis and it measures nighttime erections. Right. So I'm getting, I don't know, 30 to 60 minutes of nighttime erections every night. Right. So as long as, and that, that's typical. So as long as you're getting nighttime erections, that's stretching, fully stretching the penis, then you'll continue to fully stretch the penis to the length that it is. At a point where you're in your 60s or 70s or 80s and you're not getting nighttime erections anymore, then the penis is going to start shrinking.
Okay.
Got it.
Interesting. We
See,
actually
I
have a
mean, it's
question.
it's it's hard to believe that a heterosexual guy knows as much as I do about the penis.
I mean, you are a doctor, okay?
That
So
is
Yeah.
true.
I can see it. We have a question from the audience. Someone Bryce asks, are there any payment plan options for those of us? Yes, for those of us that are wanting to get on a payment plan.
You can pay by the inch.
Oh. And we normally do. Wait, what?
I love it.
Yeah,
Dr.
I think it
Brandeis, yeah,
depends on
we
the office.
we want to thank you for coming on. We're sorry we couldn't see you, but you can follow Dr. Brandeis at Judson Brandeis MD. I'll list this on our show notes, and people can also go to the website, correct?
Yeah, so
p-long.com.
you can go to p-long.com, or you can go to Brandeis MD, BRANDEISMD.com. That's my personal website. I also have a YouTube channel, which is Brandeis MD. And then if you're interested in the Affirm nitric oxide boosting supplement, you can go to affirmscience.com. And then I wrote the most comprehensive and medically accurate men's health book ever written called The 21st Century Man. And if you guys want to send me your addresses, I'll send you a copy of the book and I'll put a bottle of Affirm in there.
Thank
Ooh,
you. Yes.
love
Well, we
it.
loved having you on, and we want to have you back for sure. Thank you so much, Dr. Brandeis.
Thank
Oh, my
you.
pleasure. You got it.
All
Next time
right.
I'll
We'll see
figure
you
out the
soon.
camera thing.
No
No
worries.
worries.
Thanks so
No worries.
much. All
No
right.
worries.
Awesome. Cool. Wow. Lots there. I
So much
actually,
information.
yeah, he has a product called Spunk that is all about that we should have him on next time. That's all about your prostate health that
Love it. Sounds
I
like a
want to
good Thursday
order.
night for me.
Yeah. There's so much more we could talk to him, and we will get the camera fixed next time. But thank you again. Let's continue on with our hot topics. Where did we leave off, Kodi? Because we kind of got a little sidetracked. I think we should get into probably some advice. What do you think
Let's go.
about that?
Let's
Yeah.
let's do it. I'm all for that.
And in honor of one of our sponsors that is a really friend to the show, and I'm talking about Bader Bomb. And right now, Bader Bomb, you can actually get the whole month. You can get actually 15% off because it's masturbation month, Kodi, which is really exciting.
Ooh.
And you can go to baderbomb.com and actually all month long get 15% off by using May 15 as your promo code, and you can get their quintessential Bader Bomb. You can get their Bader Bomb embroidered bait brags, which are really good to clean up, and even their blanket, which I totally put on my couch and have long sessions. Really good tantric sessions. We thank Bader Bomb for sending over a product. I have some product for you, Kodi, when you're back in New York.
Can't
So
wait.
in honor of Masturbation Month, there was somebody that wrote a Reddit thread called Moaning When Jerking Off. Quote, I see videos of guys jacking off, moaning and groaning, and I realize any video has some level of acting. I have maybe let out one little at climax? Have I been doing it wrong for 40 plus years? Or is it my upbringing where I'm sure my folks knew I masturbated, but it was never talked about and I tried to be quiet? No squeaking bed springs, etc. Survey, how many are moaners? And it brings up a really good question because we've talked about this before with our co-host Jeremy, who grew up in an era as a millennial that he really learned to keep it quiet and not have any sounds at all. And I think we've all been in a situation before where it hasn't been convenient for us to really show any signs of sounds of any nature. But I have learned through our good friend Will of Tantric Fitness to really embrace sounds, especially with Tantra. You really want those sounds to come out. It's a natural part of the process. And I just think when you don't express your sounds as much, you're really trying to get it over with so quickly, and sex or masturbation should really be elongated, and part of it is the ability of sounds. And so I say, if you're not experiencing the beauty of sounds, you're only getting half of the show. You know, you really need to let it out. You knew what I was going by. Kodi, what do you say?
I am a notorious moaner. When I am not in the current situation that I am, because I have been masturbating here and I do not I'm quiet as a church mouse, basically. I let out a little moan.
Kodi's with his family currently.
I am with my family right now, yes. So I let out a little moan
on the
French
Riviera, just big holidaying it. Kansas.
The Kansas Riviera.
Yeah. I love it.
But notoriously, I am a big moaner, even during masturbation, because I feel like you said, if I am denying myself my own primal sounds that I make when I am masturbating, or even pleasuring myself when I'm in the throes of pleasure, then I am doing myself a disservice. So I think that I'm going to start moaning a little bit more, even here, but very quietly. So and oh my God, the climax is out of control. When I come, I am a screamer. It comes from my gut, basically. So I love it.
Really getting back in touch with masturbation, because for so many years it's been such a wham bam thing, and really working with Bader Balm, talking with our good friend Will of Tantric Fitness, that I've learned to really elongate the stroking motions. I've learned that you can actually masturbate. There's so many ways. I've looked for videos where they use different strokes on the top of your penis. There's long strokes, there's two hands. And I think we've desensitized our penis in so many various ways that when you do a long session, it's closer to actually sex, being inside of somebody, than gripping your dick so hard that is never going to really be like a hole. And so what I love about Bader Balm and having long sessions is you really get more in touch with yourself, your feelings, and part of that is the sounds that naturally want to come out of your vocals. And it's a whole process that I think we've dumbed down masturbation over the years, partly because of convenience, partly because of it's just we want to get in there and get out. And I think, like with sex, we need to start elongating the process and simulating it more like a sexual experience versus a 5-second, 5-minute, wham bam thing. So
love it.
Yeah.
The theme of this show is elongation. That's what I think.
Yes, stretch. Let's do our little. Yes, that's the theme of our show.
Oh yeah, there we go. Can we get it? Oh, I got it.
Did we get it? Oh, you got it. Yeah, I didn't get it, but okay. Anyways, good. I love that. Yes. Okay. Bryce says, elongate that scream. Doug says, I learned to stay quiet at 12 after my grandmother caught me in my room. See, Doug, exactly. I think we all learned because we all have thought about sexuality, about our sexuality, about masturbation as shameful throughout the years. And from your grandmother catching you doing the deed to, that's why I love Beta Balm. It's because it's a beautiful thing to pleasure yourself. And when you allow yourself to have the full voice and the time that it takes, just like you can with a sexual experience, you're not treating it like you were when you were 12 years old, that it was somewhat shamed. And we don't want sex to be shameful. And so I've been retraining myself over the last few years to really elongate the process and enjoy the process. And I think it's really been satisfying.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I've been doing since I've been here in Kansas, pretty much loving myself. So I'm got to get right back in there and experience the full glory of my masturbation sessions.
I mean, yeah, light a candle. I'm lighting a candle right now by Dr. Goldstein. Dr.
Let me romance
Goldstein.
myself.
I mean, Future Method Bedside Manner is the candle by Dr. Goldstein.
Love it.
And it's so great. Okay, well, it's time for our favorite segment, Thirst Trap. And we are going to devote some time to it. I'm putting the link into our chat there. And it's our job in a audio podcast, because this show gets repackaged, to tell this week, out of 13 gay porn stars from Straight Up Gay Porn, who took the best photo of the week. Well, if you've been following us since last week, Seth Kane won that week. He became a finalist in the year-end Thirst Trap King contest, which is only about 6 months away. And we don't want to rush things along because we're barely at the kickoff of summer, but we are almost at that halfway mark. Sadly, I don't want to rush summer along. But Kodi, who did you pick this week? It was a decent week, maybe not as strong as other weeks in my opinion, but a decent week. And I have a feeling you're probably going to pick who I picked.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, who did you pick and why, in a vividly discussed way? How can you tell us?
So, first of all, I want to start with the guy in the picture with Austin Wolf and Michael Boston. He's super hot. So,
yes, explain the picture so that people know what you're talking about.
So it's a 3-person picture. They're in a hotel room. The guy, his name is Gary, which I think is hilarious. His porn name is Gary, and that's it.
Okay, Gary.
So Gary has his arm up and his pit show and his dick is hard. It's
like just
beautiful.
Jane or just, yeah.
I know, right? And Michael Boston is his ass is facing the camera, but he's got his head turned around and he's looking directly into the camera, looking very cute. And then there's Austin Wolf looking like the statuesque figure that he is. And he's so tall and commanding. They're all completely naked. They look like they're in a hotel room. It's very hot. But Gary took me out. That's all I have to say.
Gary has the pose, the come hither pose in that threesome picture, and would be my pick out of all those three. Yeah,
he's working.
Go Gary.
And he's Gary is a beautiful, but just Gary, I don't get it. But that's neither here nor there.
It's kind of brilliant. Do you love it? It's kind of brilliant just to go by Gary.
Porn Gary. Yep, that's Gary. The way to go. Oh my gosh.
I mean, even I got creative with my OnlyFans, but I put Sexy Poppy Steve V. But
you know what? If you put that into Google, then you'll come right up. But if you just put Gary into Google, no, ma'am, come on. You're not getting any hits. He needs to rethink this and his whole porn name because he's beautiful. And he's
delivering it though. I'll give him that. My pick goes to the last one.
Wait, he wasn't my pick. I just thought he was hilarious, and his porn name was hilarious. My vote goes to Matthew Ellis, who's a little bit further down, and he's my porn crush. And I'm going to be using a lot of bait balm on his content as soon as I get my share of it. It's just a simple bathroom selfie. He's completely naked with sort of like a smirk on his face, and he's just adorable and muscly. He has one of the best physiques as far as I'm concerned in porn. And he didn't take the pills off of the bathroom counter for the picture, but that's okay because he takes a mean dick, so I'm okay with it.
Cody's talking about he's in a bathroom, which is fine, and I don't mind him selfie. It shows that he takes vitamins and he
It's
uses
got a lot of
Crew,
vitamins.
and he uses. It's a very nice sink, I must add, and he uses
It's a
Crew, which is a great product for your hair. And yeah, it's not messy. It's just And I think
messy,
I
but
see a bottle of
it's
Truvada,
effective.
or I see a bottle of Truvada on there, so that's good. We know he's on prep.
Oh, love it. See,
Yeah,
okay,
the
he
blue
could have kept
bottle.
that
Yeah.
one in there, definitely. But take all the rest of them out,
We know
cause
he's keeping it real. I like that. My pick goes to Richie Valentine, who is the last of the picks this week, who's lying back. He's from Vegas, but it's a really cool shot of him he's kind of thinking, looking off to the side. He's got a great beard, great body. One leg, knee is up, and the dick is really nice and thick. He is probably doing Dr. Brandeis's method here, doing that P shop, because it's really nice and upward, a little curve to the side, which goes along with his leg. He's got some nice hair in the pubic area, but not too much. And he's just got a nice expression on his face. He just looks like a really sexy but thoughtful guy in a room that looks very I love the coloring in this room. It's got that perfect baby blue with that deep brick red and a Picasso. I'm sure it's a print, but it looks really lovely in the background that's naked. And my vote goes to Richie Valentine, and I'm voting for him right now. Voted.
so
And Richie Valentine, by the way, is number 2 in the voting
good.
currently.
Who's number 1?
Alberth Pineta is number 1, and your Matthew Ellis is coming in at number 4. Please vote for him as well, because that keeps this going. People watching this live right now, Bryce says Grayson Cole for him. Doug also says Grayson Cole. If you Google Gary, you might get a snail. A snail. Alan
It
says,
really just
Doug,
took me out. I was like, who
I
is he?
agree.
And then
Grayson
I saw Gary.
Cole. Alan agrees. Doug, I agree. Grayson Cole, nice package. Luscious is pretty amazing, though. Wow, what a dick. So, yes, all great votes on this. Oh, my goodness. We want to thank our special guest today, Dr. Judson Brandeis, who joined the show today, and we will list all where you can follow him on our show notes, and you can go to tagspodcast.com. Don't forget, we are in a season 8 kickoff right now, and you can take advantage of our special offer with an upcoming live stream hosted by Kodi and myself, where Kodi will be singing live. It will be a totally different show than what you've come to expect. It's a beautiful concert that we're putting together, and we want you to get it and take advantage of it come July. And the best way to do it is to grab a tier and get some extra special perks like commercial-free podcasting, like our Discord channel. We listed a bunch of them. Go to patreon.com/tags podcast and grab one of 2 tiers. It's really that easy. Grab a virgin tier or a sub tier between now and June 30th, and you will automatically get our upcoming live stream. And we really want you there because it's going to be a fun night, right, Kodi?
Oh, yes. We're going to have a fantastic time. So don't miss it.
Absolutely. And you can follow my co-host Kodi. He's a life coach. Follow him on Instagram at KMD Coaching, or his personal account at Mr. Maurice. Follow me on the gram. I am _Steve V. Follow my at Tags Podcast on Twitter or X, where you get a preview of my Just for Fans or Only Fans. It's at Tags Podcast. What could be easier? And in the meantime, continue having hot gay sex. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, live virtual.